All right, everyone, let's talk about the triads that belong to the key of C major. Triads are chords with only 3 notes in it. You can see here the list with the chords, and you can see here the list with the notes. These chords are built with notes of the scale of C major. These are the notes of C major. First chord is the chord C. It's built with a major third between the C and the E, and between the C and the G there is a perfect fifth. How do I know? Because a major third is 4 semitones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I arrive on the E. Perfect fifth is built with 7 semitones, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is the chord of the first degree, also called the home chord. Let's have a look at the chord of the fourth degree, the F chord. It is structured the same way. It has a major third and then it has a perfect fifth. The same goes for the G chord. It has a major third and a perfect fifth. And then you can add one more note on top of it, but then it's not a triad anymore, then it's called the seventh chord. And that's the F, and the distance between the G and the F is a minor seventh, 10 semitones. These 3 chords, as long as we're playing the triads at least, are major type of chords because they start with a major third. We don't say the major is implied. But as you can see, there are chords with a little m here. These are minor triads. So D minor, E minor, and A minor. Let's have a look at them. D minor has 3 notes, D, F, and A. How do I know? 2 ways. I play the D, skip the E, play the F, skip the G, play the A. So these are the notes of the scale. So I'm playing the D, skipping the E, playing the F, skipping the G, playing the A. Another way is that you build it from the root note up. First I need a minor third. That's 3 semitones. So 1, 2, 3. So this is the second note. Then I need a perfect fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are the notes of D minor. E minor is built the same way. I need a minor third and a perfect fifth on top of it. That's the minor third and this is the perfect fifth. So this is the chord E minor, the triad E minor. A minor, A, C, and E are the notes. This is the minor third, this is the perfect fifth. Then there's one chord left. Do you see that over here? B minor, flat 5. To build the chord from the B, I have to skip the C, play the D, skip the E, play the F. So these are my notes. But this chord sounds different, you hear that? Why? Because it starts with a minor third, but then it has a diminished fifth instead of a perfect fifth. Let's have a look. I start with a B, 1, 2, 3 semitones up. That's the minor third. Now I have to go to a diminished fifth, that's 6 semitones up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's over there. So this would be the perfect fifth. And this is the diminished fifth. Do you see that? The distance between the B and the F sharp is a perfect fifth. That's 7 semitones. And between the B and the F is a diminished fifth. I am obliged to play the F. I'm not allowed to touch the F sharp. Why not? Because the scale of C major is constructed with white keys. I'm not allowed to touch any of the black keys. So when I'm building a chord, I build it with scale notes. And as you can see, these are the notes, and the distance between the B and the F is a diminished fifth. So we just have to remember and accept that. Let's have a look at chord progressions. Or first, a little bit about the function of the chord. The C chord is the home chord. Your melody will start end on the C. The last chord you're going to play is the C chord, very likely unless you're creating a song with an open ending. But if you're not, a traditional song, this chord will be your last chord. Subdominant chord, 4th degree, means you're away from home. So the C is the home chord. I'm away from home. That's what the F chord tells us. And the G chord, the dominant chord, points us back home. What about the other chords then? The D minor, E minor, A minor, the B minor flat 5 chord. The E minor chord and the A minor chord, I'm going to play the A minor chord a bit lower. I'm going to play it over here. So the E minor chord and the A minor chord, as you can see, they have notes in common with the C chord. Do you see that? I'll do it again. This is the C chord, the Triads C, and it has 2 notes in common with E minor. This is the Triad C, and it has 2 notes in common with A minor. Therefore, it has the same function. This chord is a replacement chord for the home chord. And A minor is also a replacement chord for the home chord. What does that exactly mean, a replacement? So, normally, after playing the dominant, I have to play the home chord again. The dominant is kind of forcing our hand here. It leads back home. But you could also play the dominant chord and then, for example, the A minor chord of the 6th degree. It gives us that home feeling, but at the same time you're not home. It's like you end up in a parallel world, and the house looks like your own house, but you know it's not your house. And the same goes for the E minor chord. So after playing the dominant chord, you could just play the E minor chord, for example. Or you could play the E minor chord, which gives us the home feeling, and then the A minor chord, still a home feeling, before you move to another chord. So they're replacement chords for the home chord. This is the subdominant, and as you can see, the D minor chord has 2 notes in common with the F chord. So the D minor chord is a replacement chord for F. One of the most well-known chord progressions in the world, lots of children's songs are made with it, is 4th degree, 5th degree, the 1st degree. It was so often used that people thought, it starts to be a bit boring. What if we would replace this 4th degree by the D minor chord? It's a replacement chord for F, so why not do D minor, 2nd degree chord, going to the dominant, going to the home chord. Over time, this chord progression, I wrote it down over here, 2nd degree, 5th degree, 1st degree, became more popular than 4-1, 4-5-1. The 2-5-1 movement became more popular. So in children's songs, you will very oftenly see the fourth degree moving to the dominant, moving to the first degree. But in a lot of pop songs, this F chord is replaced by the D minor chord. Then you've got the dominant, and then you've got the home chord. Then there's one chord left, and that's the B minor flat 5 chord. Have a look. This chord has two notes in common with the dominant. If I play the G 7th chord, then it has all notes in common with the G 7th chord. You see that? If I play the B minor flat 5 chord and then I play the G 7th chord, it overlaps. Although this B minor flat 5 chord is a replacement chord for the dominant chord, I've never seen actually someone using it as a replacement chord. This chord is mostly avoided. What does that mean? It means that when you create a song in this, using the scale of C major for your melody, and then accompanying this melody with triads, with chords with 3 notes in it, that you only have 6 options: C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor. The E minor chord and the A minor chord are a replacement for the home chord, and the D minor is a replacement for the 4th degree chord F. So in essence, you still only got 3 options and some replacement chords, and that's basically it. Let's have a look at another chord progression. It's E minor, replacement chord for the 1st degree. A minor, still replacement chord for the 1st degree. And then we move to the replacement chord of the 4th degree, the dominant chord, and the chord of the 1st degree. So this movement from 2nd degree to 5th degree to 1st degree became so popular, people started to like this jump from D to G to C. D minor chord, the dominant chord, the C chord, it's like a 4th jump up. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, bum. So they do the same thing here with the E. E goes to A, goes to D, goes to G, goes to C. So that chord progression is very oftenly used too. Let's have a look at some songs. Sober by Demi Lovato. I got no excuses for all of these goodbyes. Call me when it's over, 'cause I'm dying inside. It starts with a replacement chord. So this is the chord of the 6th degree, A minor chord, and it's the replacement chord of the home chord. Then we go to the dominant, the chord of the 5th degree. Then we go to the subdominant, the chord of the 4th degree, and then we go to the chord of the 1st degree. You would expect those chords in the opposite order, isn't it? You would expect first the C to be played, then the F to be played, then the G to be played, and then the A minor to be played, or even the C again here. And then it would be 1st degree, 4th degree, 5th degree, and then 1st degree, or in this case 6th degree. So it's kind of original to put the chords in a certain order that you... The order is... I like it because you can put these chords in a loop, and it takes you a while before you actually feel that you are in C major. Because the order is kind of reversed, you don't have the confirmation the whole time. We're in C major, we're in C major, we're in C major. It's also very modern to choose 4 chords and put them in loop. And as you can see, the pre-chorus is still using the same chords. So the chords are used for the whole song. They're in loop, in loop, in loop. Okay, have a look at Let It Be by the Beatles. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. home chord, dominant chord, replacement of the home chord, subdominant. 1st degree, 5th degree chord, 6th degree, 4th degree chord. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Speaking, home chord, wisdom here is the dominant, and then we have the subdominant, the home chord, the replacement of the subdominant, and then the home chord again. 1st degree, 5th degree, 4th degree, 1st degree, 2nd degree, 1st degree. As you can see, Let It Be is a well-known song. Sober by Demi Lovato is also a well-known song. So these chords here, those 6 chords, because the 7th chord is hardly ever used, and those scale notes over here are more than enough to create a well-appreciated song. All right, that's it.